What is up? And welcome back to my channel. Thank you for viewing. Make sure you before we get started, make sure you subscribe and like this video and comment what you guys think the horsepower is going to be for this car. I'm hoping for 300 on very low boost and at a low 8 pounds, hopefully for more around 500. I'm hoping for only 300 right now just because I'm just trying to get to the car show on stock trans. Once we get trans in, then we will shoot for 500. But let's get into the actual video, guys. I was off today, so didn't get really much done. I had to go to the machine shop, talk with them, drop off more parts to them. But today I started cleaning up the engine bay a little bit. Now it's still a mess. I was trying to do this brake line with this cheap Rena tool from AutoZone. It really didn't work. But I gotta show you what I got here going on for the vacuum lines. So this is actually a 6-port. I'm only using 4 of the 6 for right now, but it's a, what is it? A Gold Now or Gold Snow or whatever it is. But the first one is for the boost gauge, runs up. It's the firewall, and then into the car. Second one is for the fuel regulator. Third one is coming down into the course port out here. This is going to be for the wastegate. Fourth one is the blow-off valve that runs down next to the wastegate and comes out right there on the bottom, and the blow-off valve will be right here in the fender. I'm going to try to keep all the wiring on this side on the outside of the inner fender, so everything will be up here in the fender wrapped and ready to go. This I'm going to try to work on my next day. I'll try to clean this up, make it look actual decent. Get the brake line installed because I'm still waiting on the fins for the hydro. I do gotta change that 90 to a straight. The one is a feed, the other one is return. You can see the fuel line is down here somewhere for the feed. The return line still needs ran. The gas tank is back in the car with the return line already hooked up. It's wrapped up in the back. I just gotta unwrap it and hook it up along the core support, or not core support, the subframe. Put up somewhere against there, self-tap it up. I'm not really that big worried about making the undercarriage look that good. I just want the engine bay to look clean. So it does look pretty shitty right now, but that's because it's dusty. I've been cutting a lot of fiberglass. But let's move on from there. Go to the hot side of the turbo. So I will say this is a pretty crappy wrap job. I had to move the wastegate a lot closer because if not, I was hitting the core support. And then think about that vacuum line that's wrapped, a little bit of heat protection. I do have to cut these zip ties. I did move this. I was going to have it come out the hood with the downpipe off the turbo. I figured I would just point straight down, be less worrying about it. Got the O2 sensors welded in, been put in. Speaking of the O2 sensors, I do have the extenders. I think one's on somewhere over down in there. Like I said, I definitely need to clean up this side. This side looks awful compared to that side. Fan is all wired up in the car. And speaking of the fan, let me show you guys the relay board I have in the back of the car if you haven't seen it once before. Here's the little 3 relay board I have. You got the main power to the fan and fuel pump, and signal wire from the switches. So that's just basically a little cheap relay that I made of anything I got AutoZone, or I think Lowe's I got this piece from, the plexiglass and the metal, but everything else was from AutoZone. I think it cost me maybe 40 bucks for everything. So here's the stock intake off the 3.8. I mean, if you have a V6 Mustang by year, of course you know what this is. I will be showing you new intake and how you guys can swap it over. So give me 1 second to jump over there. So I do have a 4.2 intake off an F-150. There's easier ways to do this. You don't have to have everything mounted where it's supposed to be. It's easier for me to get stuff done. One thing that I did do, I just took the stock, I guess you want to call it, throttle cable mount, and bent it straight and bent this back. I'll probably end up cutting this off and rounding it off. This hole lines up, this one doesn't, so I just cut and trimmed. I mean, it's not going nowhere. You do have to extend the wires. I extended them like 2 feet. It should just be just enough for this. These I just do need to extend. I'll hopefully try to run through here and make it fit, but I really don't know how it's going to work. But actually, guys, in the comments, tell me what color this is. Because it was supposed to be black with a gold sparkle, which I guess you can see some of the gold in it, but didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. 4-2 brackets, as you can see, this hole and this hole don't line up with the 3.8. These two back ones do. I mean, it's not going nowhere, so I did block this off on the side, and it doesn't look the best. This is going to go from intake, wrap around, and hook into that 6-port on the vacuum side. So this is a little update, guys. I will try to do better videos. I know these videos are not the best, but right now working 40+ hours. Yesterday I worked 2 12-hour shifts and got 6 hours of overtime, so it's gonna be a long week. My birthday is in a week. I took off for a couple days, and then the following weekend I'm off 3 or 4 days. So I should be able to get everything ready for the new motor to be dropped in once the machine shop is done with it. So guys, keep updated. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, I post more on there. So if you like the build, go follow me on those 2 things, guys. And have an amazing day.